All right, guys, Counterpunch Boxing. We're back. How you doing out there, YouTube? We've been out for about a week. I'm sure you've heard, sure you know. I've had a terrible cold. I completely lost my voice, and now I'm kind of getting it back. It's crazy. Like if I go outside, I can talk. It's warm. I'm in Texas. It's like 80 degrees here, So when I go outside in the heat, I can talk. When I go inside where the air conditioner is on and it's like 72 or 74, my voice will go out again, So it's been hell, but like I said, I'm dying to get back. I don't know if you watched my other video, but yeah, dying to get back to the channel. And so yeah, now I can talk enough to at least put together a few videos every day. So, but it's getting better every day. And honestly, I don't feel bad, a little bit, but it's mainly I sound like shit, So if I have to cough or, kind of say excuse me for a minute and go hack my brains out and come back, you'll have to give me a minute. All right, but look, today, okay. This is a tough one. Fighter of the year. I mean, I've heard so many different names and different lists from different organizations, and you have to remember, Fighter of the Year. It's based on whoever is picking the guys. Like you have ESPN. They have their list of Fighter of the Year. You have like Ring Magazine, they have their own list, and down to like a boxing group on Facebook. I mean, there's a ton of lists, but I think the most well known and probably well respected would be ESPN, in my opinion. Like Ring Magazine, I mean, they're just, I don't like their list. Like, for example, in 2011, they had Andre Ward. 2012, this is Fighter of the Year. 2012, they had Juan Manuel Marquez. 2013, Adonis Stevenson. So, I probably agree with at least one of the three, but definitely not Adonis Stevenson for 2013. I think Mayweather actually won it that year. But anyway, at least go over like the ESPN list for the last, 8 or 9 years, and then I'll get to my own. And also wanted to mention we have that end of year video coming out where, I've like compiled a ton of information like from the whole year, things that you guys have probably forgot about, things that happened back in January and February and March of 2016, so that it's going to be a good video, like a recap of the year. And we got like knockout of the year, best comeback, best upset, the worst referee, the best referee, terrible judges, great judges. I mean, you name it, best promoter, matchmaker, even down to probably like the cut, man. I mean, we're really going to get into it and break down 2016. Okay, but I want to go over real quick. Let's go over the list. ESPN from 2008 to current day. Now, 2016, I don't know if they've released their fighter of the year yet, but I think I know who it is. So 2008, Floyd Mayweather, and that was at welterweight and 154. Okay, 2009 they had Manny Pacquiao. No surprise, right? And it's crazy. Now this really takes you down like memory lane, right? I mean, when I was like looking at the list, it was like '08 Mayweather, '09 Pacquiao, 2010 Mayweather, 2011 Manny Pacquiao, so it was like back and forth, back and forth. Then 2012, they had Nonito Donaire. Okay, 2013, again, Floyd Mayweather. 2014, excuse me, Terence Crawford. And then 2015, they had Canelo Alvarez. And I think 2016, they're probably going to go with Loma, but, I could be wrong. Like I said, I don't know if they've released it yet, but I'll find out today. But if they do, I'll put it in the comment section, or maybe if you guys know, drop it in the comment section. Now, their fight of the year 2008 was Israel Vazquez and Rafael Marquez, the third fight. Now, I don't know if you remember that, but I mean, you got to go back and watch and look. If you guys haven't watched the trilogy, go check it out. In 2007, it was a bloody war. I mean, it was just, a great trilogy. between Vasquez and Marquez. 2009 was Juan Manuel Marquez versus Juan Diaz. Now Diaz, good friend of mine. Um, I actually have an interview coming up with him. I put up, me and we do talk on the phone, from time to time. He has a gym like I don't know, 20 minutes from my house, and uh, I'm a member there, and so I just got to know Juan Manuel, or not Juan Manuel, but Juan Diaz. Baby Bull Diaz. So he's a good guy, and I'm gonna have him back on the channel, to do like a live interview. And right now, man, he's signed with Top Rank again, and he's on. I think he's like an eight fight winning streak. I mean, he's like, yeah, I believe he's like 8-0 on his comeback. Doing really really good. I went to his fight here in Houston. And then he had another one, I think, in Arizona, and another one, I believe it was in like Laredo or Mexico. I can't remember where it was, but yeah, he's doing great. I mean, he's fighting some tough guys. Getting back into it. He has like a 2 or 3 fight deal with Top Rank, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's going for a title. So in 2017, you just might see Juan Diaz, up for a title shot, and you'll see me right there with him because he's kind of my end to Top Rank, which is pretty cool because because I've gotten to know him so well. I can it's kind of a doorway to get into Top Rank. So I don't have to worry about like press credentials or nothing like that. So it's good to have, if you know a fighter like that, that is tied to a promotion company, you can really benefit from that. And that's not why I like to consider him a friend or whatever. He's just a really cool guy. I mean, great guy, down to earth. Does a lot for the community here in Houston. So I mean, I can't say enough good things about him. Okay, but moving on. Okay, so that was 2009. You had Juan Manuel Marquez and Baby Bull Juan Diaz. Now 2010, this is, I mean, 2010. You know what? 2010, actually, I couldn't find. I was going to see if you guys could find it. I looked everywhere, and I don't remember who. But 2012 was Manny Pacquiao and Juan Manuel Marquez. I'm sure you guys remember that just devastating knockout by Marquez. Pacquiao laying there flat on the canvas. So that was 2012. 2013, Tim Bradley, Ruslan Provodnikov. And I'm just going over this with you guys real quick. I mean, this is like, I mean, you can go back and watch any of these fights, and you won't be disappointed. 2014, Lucas Matisse, John Molina Jr. 2015, Vargas and Maura. So again, go back and watch any of those fights. You will not be disappointed. So yeah. Now, okay, look, getting into Fighter of the Year, when you're picking Fighter of the Year, and I've had this argument with so many people, you got to base it on the actual year. I mean, we're looking at 2016. We're not talking about what happened in 2015, what they did, or what they might do in 2017. Like you can't give Golovkin credit for Canelo in 2017. So it's based on what they've done. All right. So I've kind of boiled it down. Like you're looking at the list, or these guys right here. You got Crawford on the left, Loma, Pacquiao, Gonzalez, Frampton, and Ward. Ward shouldn't even be there. I mean, let me cut his ass off right there. That freaking idiot shouldn't even be there. The guy's a joke. Okay, Carl Frampton. Okay, I don't want to spoil it. I'll get into him. Gonzalez. Okay, Pacquiao. I don't think Pacquiao should be in the list either. I don't believe he's done enough right now, to be considered Fighter of the Year. So, I have it boiled down to Frampton, Gonzalez, Crawford, and Loma. Okay, you gotta. It's like that process of elimination. You got to narrow it down to who you think, who you think it might be, and so that's what I've done. Now I had a hard time, hard time picking the winner, because really, 2016, I looked at a list last night, and it was pretty much like, the highlight of 2016. And this guy did a great job putting it together. I was, getting information for that video I'm working on, the end of the year. And, after I looked at it, man, it was kind of a disappointing year. It really was. I mean, we didn't get any really big, mega fights, Kovalev Ward, but that was a disappointment. It's like, I don't know, it's just a bad year all around, in my opinion, for boxing. I thought, 12, 13, 14, even 2015 was way better. But so look, I've got it boiled down to Carl Frampton, Loma, Gonzalez, and Crawford. Okay, now let's just start with Crawford. I mean, it doesn't matter. We can pick whoever we want. Let's say Terence Crawford. Okay, he has Hank Lundy, Victor Postol, and John Molina Jr. Okay, now to me, out of the three, one win is not enough to be fighter of the year. When you look at Lundy, Postol, and John Molina Jr., Hank Lundy, I mean, the guy is like a fringe contender at best. Okay, had no business in there with Crawford. Just the guy's a fringe. He's a contender. So you gotta wipe that away. That doesn't even count. That's a keep. That you call that a keep busy fight. Doesn't even count. Okay, John Molina Jr., old, washed up, shop worn, whatever you want to call it. Again, not any kind of a real threat to Crawford. Now, Victor Postol. Okay, he beat Victor Postol in a 12-round decision. Dominated, looked great in the fight. Okay, we'll give him that one. So this is how I do it. I look at each and every fight the guy had, and take it from there. Okay, now we can jump anywhere. It doesn't matter. Carl Frampton. Okay, he had Scott Quigg and Leo Santa Cruz. Okay, now remember, he was moving up. I believe he moved up to featherweight and beat the Super WBA featherweight champ Leo Santa Cruz. So he was moving up and beat Leo Santa Cruz. Okay, and of course he had that huge fight in the UK, or I believe it was UK, with Scott Quigg. So I mean, that's impressive. Okay, right? I mean, it's like he could be fighter of the year, and it could be upset of the year. He took that O away from Leo Santa Cruz. Took the O from Leo. Damn it. So oh God. But okay. Now, Roman Gonzalez. Okay. Carlos Cuadros. Now, after that Carlos Cuadros fight, I mean, he looked like his head was like in a paint shaker, man. Looked like, his head was like in a paint shaker for like an hour, just getting all beat around. I mean, it's like that picture of Martin, that TV show Martin, where his head's all jacked up, or like he had an allergic reaction to like a bunch of bees. Bees got a hold of him. So, oh shit, let me go back here. Yeah, I forgot to show you the pictures. Wow. Like, there's Crawford and Victor Postol. So we just talked about them. These two guys. Like I said, it was a good win for Crawford. I can't take anything away. He took the fight. And we broke that fight down. If you guys watched any of the other videos in the channel, I'm having a hard time talking. Hang on, let me get a drink of water. Okay. Like I said, here we are. We talked about Carl Frampton and Leo Santa Cruz. I mean, I thought that was. I mean, I was that fight right there was probably, it wasn't fight of the year, but pretty close. I'll give you my list of fight of the year at the end of the video. But but yeah, Carl Frampton beating Leo Santa Cruz. Now they have that rematch coming up. Repeat or revenge. Will it be repeat or revenge? We will see. And here, Gonzalez and Cuadros. Now, like I said, Gonzalez, man, he was just busted up. But, Cuadros, Carlos Cuadros, he melts down and he puts on a ton of weight. He's just like Canelo, or just like all these other fighters out there, that they're like melting pots. They melt down and they put on a shit ton of weight. So they're really, it's like you're fighting a bigger guy. They just have that ability, man, to melt down. And another thing a lot of people pointed out was right there, that body acne. What the hell was up with that? I mean, I'd like to know who tested for that fight, because right there, I mean, that's like a telltale sign of, PEDs. And there was allegations after that fight. I'm not making this up. I mean, even members from Gonzalez's team, they brought it up. They were like, they wanted to know why, he never had an issue with any kind of body acne. And then leading up to the fight, he developed like severe body acne, which, like I said, is usually from PEDs. Okay. Now Golovkin, look, you had Golovkin and Brook. And then the mandatory title defense against Dominic Wade, not enough. I mean, I think 2017 will be the year for Golovkin. Anthony Joshua, Charles Martin, Dominic Brazili, and Eric Molina, not enough, in my opinion. Going back to Roman Gonzalez, he had the fight with Carlos Quadros and McWilliams Ario. So, he had two fights in 2016. Just again, not enough. Not enough. I mean, right now, Terence Crawford is leading the way with that Victor Postol fight, and Carl Frampton leading the way, with his fight with Scott Quigg and Leo Santa Cruz. So eventually, I had to give it to Loma. But I'm gonna. There's a twist, so don't turn the video off right now. There's a twist, okay? I had to. I mean, again, when you're looking at Fighter of the Year, you have to look at each and every fight, and then just you compare and contrast, okay? So you say, okay, like Loma, he got TKO against Walters and beat Roman Martinez, or knocked his ass out. I mean, remember he kind of brought his head up with that uppercut, and then I believe he caught him with a left, I think. But it was a great setup. Just totally set him up to knock him out. It was a highly skilled. That fight alone was, I think, probably one of his best. But then I hear people say, well, okay, he's fighting a guy like Roman Martinez. Clearly outclassed, shouldn't be in there with Loma. And then you have Nicholas Walters, a guy with, that had been out for a year with, ring rust. So, does he deserve Fighter of the Year? And that's where that's where I don't know. That's where I struggle, because, you got to look, like I said, you just got to look at the fights they had and compare. Okay, so. And I'll tell you how I did it, okay? I got Loma, November 2016 against Walters, TKO, right? And then June 2016, Roman Martinez knockout. So he's got those two. Now, Frampton, was the win against Walters better than Frampton's win against Scott Quigg? And was the win against Roman Martinez better than the win against Leo Santa Cruz? Because, look, everyone expected Roman Martinez to lose. No one really knew what was going to happen with Scott Quigg and Carl Frampton. It was a pick'em fight. 50-50 right down the middle pick'em fight. No one really knew what was going to happen. Okay, Leo Santa Cruz. He came up. He moved up in weight to take that fight. He was an underdog. They thought he was going to lose. When I say underdog, I mean in the general boxing. Community. I don't know about Vegas or none of that crap, but everyone thought he was going to lose. Okay. All right. So, I mean, even right now, as I'm making the video, I'm having a hard time. Is it Loma or is it Carl Frampton? And I honestly, man, I think I have to give it to Carl Frampton. Fighter of the Year. Sorry. I know it's going to piss a lot of people off, but I mean, just right there. That's why. I mean, you look. They both had two fights: Scott Quigg, Leo Santa Cruz, Nicholas Walters, Roman Martinez. Okay, I think the win, or both wins that Frampton had, were more impressive and bigger than the wins that Loma had. So, and I think that a lot of people look at Loma and they get caught up in that star power and the fact that, he will be pound for pound king many, many years to come. But I just think 2016, I have to give it to Carl Frampton because, that was, I mean, and then I kind of like argue with myself, but yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? If, I'm sure I know most people have, Vasyl Lomachenko as Fighter of the Year, but that's my pick, man, Carl Frampton. So, But I'd like to know in the comment section if you agree or disagree. What do you think? I'm having a hard time talking. And again, guys, I apologize. For the terrible audio and the way I sound. I mean, I know it's hard to understand me, but I'm doing the best I can. A couple more days, I'll be back to normal. But I can talk right now, so I was like, I might as well make a video. I can talk, right? So now I said I'd mention at the end of the video the fight of the year and the candidates, okay? And this will be a part of the end of the year video, but I'll go ahead and give you a little sample right now. Now, my fight of the year was Francisco Vargas and Orlando Salido. I mean, that was a hell of a fight. And then I had Leo Santa Cruz and Kiko Martinez. And really, I could say Leo Santa Cruz and Carl Frampton is right there with it. Keith Thurman and Sean Porter. And Soto Karass and Yoshiro Kamagai. I can never pronounce his name right. Yoshiro Kamagai. There we go. Yoshiro Kamagai versus Jesus Soto Karass. So, but like I said, I gave it to Francisco Vargas and Orlando Salido. Great, great fight. You guys check it out. If you haven't watched, I'm sure you have, but if you haven't watched it, go check it out. So that's my fight of the year, Vargas and Salido. And fighter of the year, I give it to Carl Frampton. So, hey, tell me what you think, guys. I mean, if I'm wrong, tell me how I'm wrong. Like I said, each guy has 2 fights. Yeah, tell me how how his fights are better than Carl Frampton. So, all right, guys, Counterpunch Boxing, we are out.